Breaking at noon, Osceola County sheriffs are working a death investigation they say involves a mother and her daughter. The latest from the scene. Plus, an early morning house fire leaves one dead. The horrific scene neighbors woke up to. Then, it's all gun control talk today and tally what lawmakers are voting on. Thanks for joining us here live at noon. I'm Brittany Jones in for Eric Levy. Let's start straight right with your weather on the ones. Meteorologist Maureen McCann joins us from the Weather Center.
Here at the top of the hour, I'm meteorologist Maureen McCann. Hope your Monday is going well so far. It's a quiet start weather-wise as we begin the new work week, but in the ocean, things are still a bit rough and hazardous. You can see that crashing surf over in Melbourne Beach, Ponce de Leon Landing Park. Some extra coastal clouds too, but those are not going to produce any rain for us today. Any shower activity off to the west will be held off for another day. We will talk about some showers here by Tuesday night into Wednesday, but for now, we are driven by high pressure, but it's that distant area low pressure way out over the Atlantic that caused all those concerns in the Northeast this weekend. That's what's keeping our beaches pretty rough and hazardous, which we'll talk about throughout the next hour. Here's a look at your temperatures today. They're going to be in the 70s, a little bit warmer than yesterday. More on your Monday weather when I'm back in less than 10 minutes.
Breaking news right now out of Osceola County. Osceola County Sheriff's Office is working on a death investigation involving a Kissimmee family. Spectrum News 13 Stephanie Bachara is there at the scene right now. And Stephanie, what can you tell us?
So we have confirmed by the Osceola County Sheriff's Office that this is a murder-suicide we're talking about. We're here in Kissimmee on North Beaumont Avenue. I'm going to step to the side here so you can take a better look at the crime scene. Very much active at the moment as investigators and detectives come together to collect evidence in this case. The forensic unit is out here, as well as the Sheriff's Office, among other agencies. Now, the Osceola County Sheriff's Office received a phone call at about 9 in the morning today. A spokesperson with the agency tells us that this is a murder case involving a mom and her teenage child. Deputies believe this mother killed her daughter. Now, the Sheriff's Office is going to be having a press conference later on today with Sheriff Russell Gibson. They hope to release the names of these folks and also more details revolving this case. We'll have that information for you as we'll be there in this conference. Live in Osceola County, I'm Stephanie Bachara, Spectrum News 13.
To my left was flames and black smoke. Like, that's all it was at like 7 this morning.
Continuing coverage at noon, one person is dead after an early morning house fire tore through a home in East Orange County. It happened along Luke Street in Christmas. Our Spectrum News 13's Julie Gargata is live there now. And Julie, you spoke with neighbors as they watched this home go up in flames, and not much is left there now.
Yeah, that's right, Brittany. A very sad morning for neighbors here. Many of them came out of their homes and was sort of watching what was going on. This street is shut down now as investigators start their work. They dig in. But if you look past me at that fire station, at that fire crew rather down there, that's right in front of the burned out home, still smoldering. Firefighters spent the morning dousing hot spots, combing through debris as neighbors sprang into action to protect their own homes.
I went to go walk outside and I heard the big booms.
Neighbor Lindsay Zayas says all she could see out her front door was fire. This a view from our Sky 13 chopper. Only a ditch and creek in between her and this.
So I ran over to my mother-in-law's house and I was like, Mom, get up. I looked over and I was like, hoses now, like, get it going.
I got the hose out on top of the house and stuff and got ready in case it started spreading.
While it didn't spread to their home, the fire was about 80% involved when crews arrived before 7 a.m. They got it under control quickly despite obstacles.
This is an area that has limited water supply or hydrants. So as you can see, we had to use what we call a water shuttle operation. Apparently there's 3 people that live here. We have accounted for 2 of them. There's one more family member that we're trying to reach out for him.
And in the end, confirmed the man did not survive. For Zayas, her first thought was her family.
Make sure my children were safe because all my kids were going to go to the bus stops.
As she watched this unfold, she knew she had to protect their home.
Out here, when you don't have fire hydrants and stuff, you have to have hoses ready. You have to.
You know, another big concern for firefighters, this is a rural wooded area. It's very dry right now, and the fire risk is very high. So this is something that firefighters really kept top of mind as they tackled that fire behind me. For now, reporting live in Orange County, Julie Gargata, Spectrum News 13.
Thank you, Julie. This afternoon, fire crews are working to determine what sparked an apartment building fire in Volusia County. The fire burned up at least 2 units. It happened at the Preserve at River's Edge Apartments on Palmetto Avenue in Daytona Beach. As you can see in these pictures Daytona Beach Fire shared with us, there is a lot of damage to the building. Everyone living inside, thankfully, did make it out safely. The wildfire danger remains high right now, the dry weather making conditions ripe for fires. Friday, a large wildfire burned just feet from several homes in the Wedgeville area, and yesterday, dozens of people at the Cricket Club Apartments in Orange County had to leave their homes because of a fire. Orange County Fire Rescue put out a warning yesterday urging residents to avoid burning yard waste and to not carelessly throw out a cigarette butt. They also suggest you clear your yard, roof, and gutters of dry vegetation and debris, keeping 30 feet of defensible space around your home. Lawmakers in Florida Senate are voting on changes to the state's gun laws today. It's in response to the deadly school shooting in South Florida last month. Not much was done to gun laws following the attack at Pulse nearly 2 years ago. But now, lawmakers are trying to get something done. The Florida Senate will vote on a measure to raise the minimum age to buy an assault-style weapon from 18 to 21 and require a 3-day waiting period for all gun purchases in Florida. There are opponents on both sides of the issue.
Teachers with arms will be running around the campus, and so when law enforcement gets there, that's on radio talking to each other, they don't know who that person is, and other people are going to perish. Innocent people will perish by having the shootouts.
We're talking about an option in a system that prioritizes uniformity and security throughout the state, that is voluntary at the sheriff level, the district level, and the personnel level.
Now, the Florida House still has to take up the bill, and the legislative session is expected to end Friday. If they don't get something passed, a special session may be called by the governor. Meanwhile, Senator Marco Rubio seems to be changing his mind on some of what he said about gun violence a few days ago. He was in Tampa this weekend after releasing his new plan to put an end to gun violence. He said the best way to prevent another Parkland tragedy is to identify those who could cause harm and take away their guns, or get the psychiatric help before harming themselves or others. Rubio stresses his plan will not take away people's Second Amendment rights.
Second Amendment is like any other constitutional right. It's not unlimited. You can't libel or slander people under the First Amendment. And I don't know of anyone who disagrees that dangerous and violent people should not have access to their guns. We shouldn't punish law-abiding citizens and their right to protect themselves.
Congress has not yet put any gun legislation up for a vote. A slow start to jury selection in the North Solomon case, where the judge is trying to build a large field of potential jurors. Spectrum News 13's Greg Angel is live at the courthouse. And Greg, what did you find out today?
Yeah, Brittany, well, you talk about the large field of the jury pool, the judge here trying to get to 56 and then eventually whittle that number down to 12 with several alternates. Starting today, there were 13 people in the jury pool, and since questioning, only 2 have been added. 6 others were excused for one reason or another, most of them because of life experiences, if you will. The judge saying he believes that some of these individuals are just unable to give 100% of their time and attention to this case, to the evidence, and to the testimony. To give you an idea of some of the people being questioned today, they include a college student as well as a mother who works 3 part-time jobs supporting her family. Now, Judge Paul Byron has not been very sympathetic in the earlier part of